Okay, so I wanted to do this video. This is probably my third time recording this video. As you know, I don't really, and the garbage truck in the back is of course picking up garbage, so can't do much about that. So I'm just showing you something that two different things that I use when it comes to if I'm gonna do comping, which I don't do often because I find comping is great for vocals. You can use it for recording the same sequence over and over and over that you're gonna do, but I typically don't find that useful for my own workflow. However, doesn't mean you can't use it. So I'm gonna show you how it works. Here, I'm showing you the same thing with audio versus with this, but it's really just the same thing. We're gonna get rid of this take lane here. All right, so what you do is you record in, you set a bar to loop. This is 8 bars, and you just record in whatever you're gonna record in as many times as you want. You have, each time you do it, it's gonna create a take lane. Every time you go through the 8 bars, right? Or a comp lane, or however you wanna call it. So then, usually you won't see these lanes, right? So it'll look like this. So then if you right click and hit show lanes, now you can see the take lanes. And this little button lets you audition those take lanes, right? Now let's say you like this section here, this first 4 bars, but you don't like this, but you want these 4. You highlight what you want and then hit enter, and you'll see up here it switches. So now it takes this section and brings it up here, and then you can highlight what you want down here. Oops, sorry, here. So it lets me have my mouse back. Let's say you want this section, and then hit enter. And now you have these 2 sections up here. I don't use this often, but I can see with vocals where you're doing different takes of the same thing, I can see the benefit of it for sure. This is what MIDI. Now let's look at it with audio. So with audio, same principle. You highlight the section or the piece that you want, hit return, and it's gonna place it up here. Pick another section. So you can see how this could get really crazy and fun at the same time. Because I'm picking chunks of the audio, you could literally go in and just pick that little piece and just rando pick stuff. Keep picking, just pick that. All right. And then now let me make sure this top portion, yes, muted. And now you can play back what you have. I'm gonna start that over so you can hear it because I had the take lane on. I forgot about that. So look, check this out. So now you could take, and all these pieces that you got to remember to turn the take lanes off after you selected your parts, right? That's why I was having trouble because I kept forgetting to do that. Here, let's do this part in there just to mix it up. So now when you turn that take lane thing off and you're listening to this portion of the audio, it's weird. So you could even go in and say, okay, I'm going to take this little section here and I'm going to reverse the clip. Hold on, let me make sure I did it right. Reverse the clip. There you go. So now you got. So that's the fun part of take lanes, comping, and using, well, I like it in Ableton. I mean, you can use it in whatever. You can probably comp in other programs too. I'm quite sure you can. But this is one of my favorite features is comping, and they call it, and they use take lanes so that you can select parts of the song that you want. So what's cool too is, like I was saying up here, is you can do it with MIDI. So let me mute this one. I actually recorded this with MIDI first and then resampled this just so you could see the audio. So I didn't have to do it twice. So let's say I pick, should be able to turn that on. Oops, didn't mean to move that. Select parts of the audio. So it's doing the same thing. Wherever you select that, hit there, see it? And now you should be able to play this back and have, guess I'm trying to start it right here. So this is wild what I'm doing here, because I play a bunch of different chords in these sequences. They're different. Usually you would do this if you're doing the same chords, the same sequence, and then you build your parts by selecting the parts you did that are great. That's the typical way of using it. And I'm just trying to manipulate it, which you could do that too. Manipulate all the different sound to get some random variations from it. But anyway, and then once you finish with that, if you're happy with it and you're not planning on keeping the take lanes, then you can consolidate this into one track versus having all these little bits and pieces here. Same thing with this. You can do the same. And you can get rid of the take lanes if you didn't want them later. So comping is something that's really cool in Ableton. I definitely think it's a worthy thing to know how to do. I don't know how much I would use it, but I know that it's good to have the knowledge of knowing how to use it. And you can do this in other programs too, but each program you need to learn, each DAW you need to learn how to comp in it so that you can get the best out of it. Now, here's something fun that isn't just chords and stuff like that, is that you could comp by using, like let's say you're recording in a sample, you could record in multiple samples. Could be even the same stuff. Like if you sampling from the radio or wherever you're sampling from, recording a bunch of different takes of samples over and over and over in a 4-bar loop, and then come back and comp, because you're comping it, right? Then come back, select parts and bits and pieces of it, and make some real glitchy stuff. If that's your, if that, floats your boat. For me, that would be kind of fun, actually. And I thought that might be something I would definitely use the take lanes for, just to make some interesting glitchy stuff. And occasionally I'm hyped on doing that kind of stuff. So if I'm not just making a regular type song, but I want something in it that's a little different. Yeah, for lack of better words. All right, so that's it for this video. I said I was going to keep it under 10 minutes. And this is just some things that I like to use in Ableton, and you can use them in other DAWs too. All right, I'm out.